Come on in. Welcome to our game room.
Let's begin at our door.
We have our Nintendo Quest.
So we took the top 100 games for each console on IGN's top 100 list, and we picked out the top 10 on each that cost $20 or less, and we put them on a collection. And this is how far we've gotten, and this is how much we spent so far, which is not a lot.
Here we have our Wall of Sus. We've got classic Lara Croft. And we have Nights into a Dream. It's a pillowcase from E3 from ages ago.
So they're moving right over.
Yeah, so we have a case in front and we have some things right behind it. So up front we have some Silent Hill figures. We got the bobblehead nurse and Red Pyramid thing.
He's Pyramid Head.
Well, that's what we liked calling him, but yeah. Apparently it's Red Pyramid thing.
Yeah, it literally says it on all the advertisements now, which is dumb. Anyways.
So we have to correct our language. And I have a boxed Resident Evil 3 figure.
Oh no, I'm sorry. This is Code Veronica.
Into the case. We have some of the 90s figures for Resident Evil 1 and 2. And this Leon Kennedy from Resident Evil 4 Collector Edition. Have some of the loose figures in various conditions, some boxed, which is pretty cool. And then we have some of our PS Vita handhelds and PSP Go and just a regular PSP. And we kind of have a mix of different handhelds in here. We have some boxed 2DSs. A lot of people have seen this One Piece 3DS LL.
Yes. We actually got that from Phoenix Resale on Whatnot. So thank you so much, Caleb. That is so cool.
Yeah, what a cool opportunity to buy that.
Yeah.
Here's the box for it below. And so I have some Pokemon items. This is the Pokemon White DSi. It was super cool to pick that up. We bought that ages ago.
Yeah, a long time ago at the yard sale, I think.
I think it was an offer-up deal for like $40 with some games.
Something like that.
It's pretty awesome.
We're happy to add cheap stuff to our collection.
Yeah.
And then we have the Nintendo Switch Lights, the Pokemon ones that we haven't opened. We have a lot of Switch Lights.
Yep.
But they're really cool. So hidden behind here we have the Final Fantasy Play Arts for 10-2, which is cool. And then going up we have the Metal Gear figures. We're just kind of casually collecting these because we think they're really neat. We have all of them but two, but technically there's a crystal variant for each one as well. So we're just kind of seeing when we can find those. And then one of the best Final Fantasies of all time.
I don't know about that.
Final Fantasy VIII, we have some figures on card, and Siren, which is pretty cool. So going here, we have our actual gaming setup. This is a retro game room. We have some of our modern games here, but this is set up for retro primarily.
Yeah, so we play our retro games in the living room, or I'm sorry, we play our modern games in the living room on the big TV, and then our retro systems are hooked up to this Sony Trinitron.
Yes, so classic, I think this is like a 26?
27.
27? Okay.
I believe.
Trinitron, so we love it. It has awesome sound and awesome picture. All the standard hookups.
Yep.
And then we have the actual gaming center. So, Super Nintendo Mini. We love the Grape N64. The top loader for NES, Game Boy player on the GameCube. And then down here, it's kind of hidden, but because there's only so much shelf space, we have the TurboGrafx 16. And then the Halo Edition original Xbox, our splitter. This is our DVD and VHS player for that retro stuff. A full-size Laserdisc player, because we watch a lot of Laserdiscs up here. There's Setzer, who wants to be part of this. Hi, Setzer. This is our yard sale Sega CD. Oh, you stop complaining. Sega CD, 32X, Dreamcast, Sega Saturn. This is a modded Sega Saturn, so we can switch between Japanese and English. And then this is going to look unorganized, but it's kind of on purpose. We don't like to wrap our cables too tightly, so we try to keep them as loose as possible, but just some of our generic cables that we use for the gaming up here. And then above we have some of our awesome kind of weird retro consoles.
PS2 Slim.
Yes. And a Virtual Boy. Functioning, working great. and gives you all the headaches necessary.
Yeah, we had to get that repaired twice. And then this is my family's old Vectrex. It has traveled across the United States to Europe and back.
Came from Germany, which is pretty awesome.
Yeah, well, they bought it in Washington.
Oh, okay.
And it came with us to Germany and then back.
That's awesome. We have a good selection of games for that one too. It's fun, super fun. This is a random thing we just recently picked up of a lot of Final Fantasy creatures. The thing I like about this is it has brothers from Final Fantasy VIII. You never see a brothers figure.
Yeah, it's got the little and big brother.
Terron Magitech, which is sick.
Yeah, we just got this recently at a expo. We've been kind of collecting some of the figures, even though we're kind of running out of space.
Yeah.
We like to keep our game room organized as possible without too much clutter.
Yeah.
So when you start adding the figures and games, it can start looking a little haphazard.
Yeah. And behind here we have the 1988 to 2012 Nintendo Power Magazine, Steins Gate, Final Fantasy 13, faceplate. It's scratched, but this is a Cloud poster from 97?
Yeah, 97. It's pretty cool.
Really cool.
We picked it up for really cheap too.
Got it at half-price books for $5.
Yeah,
it was crazy.
It was amazing.
And then we have this awesome display here.
This is our Final Fantasy shelf. We have the Pixel Remaster, this really cool store display that we need to maybe put in a different spot so we can see it better.
Yeah. This was a pain to get, but we got it.
So we were not one of the first people to order it. We had to buy it on eBay. We looked at every store possible asking for it. So we have it.
It's more expensive now than it was anyway.
Yeah,
so.
we copped out and just bought it off of eBay, and it didn't have the game in it. But we already had a PlayAsia version, so we just wanted everything else in it.
Yep. And Ni no Kuni, Japanese box.
Yep, it's the DS version.
Yep.
And we have some Chrono Cross diorama.
This is the first class edition of Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Yep.
With some of the music boxes. We love the music boxes from Final Fantasy.
We got a little Barrett.
Little Barrett.
And then this is a collector's video, VHS.
Yep. And the original, well, this is the Platinum Collection version, but a PC version of Final Fantasy VII as well, which is really cool.
So some of these things are from my family's collection, and some of them are from your personal childhood collection, which is really cool to put together.
So this is from GamePro magazine. Look at that.
It's actually from the PC magazine.
Oh yeah, that's right, PC Mag.
See,
cool?
In the bottom right-hand corner, it says Final Fantasy VII now for PC, and it's got the polygon, SquareSoft on it.
We've never seen this until we saw this. This is the first time we've ever seen this poster.
Yeah, and then it's got some of the materia and the characters and.
It's so awesome.
We do have the Final Fantasy 16 collector's edition pieces.
We were upset by the quality of this. It does look nice, but it's one of those tiny, lightweight figures. So.
Yeah, when you compare this to this,
it's not even close.
It's like they were like basically the same price too when we ordered them. So I guess we're just gonna have to keep an eye out on who makes what figures. So we also have a
Ash figure. Yeah. Her sword is getting glued right now.
It's broken twice before it even made it home.
Yeah, it's very fragile.
We have a little Moogle.
This guy lights up when you remove him. Look at that.
It's so cute.
All right, so this is our box Final Fantasy collection. We have some of the Super Famicom games, but all of the US ones complete in box. We're pretty proud of that. It's one of our favorite series, and we have some. This was a gift from Elisa one year, and this was a gift from Elisa another year. This is the Wonder Swan.
all three of those things right next to each other. All gifts they got for you.
Yeah, so this is the Final Fantasy Wonder Swan color, which is super sick. And then probably my favorite handheld console in our collection is this guy. This is a Final Fantasy Echoes of Time DSi, and it's really neat. It's got the little figure on it, or the little cat on it and everything. It's such a cool edition of the console. And we have the Final Fantasy X Vita. So kind of all of them that we want, and then both of the bad series.
Well, the first one is from my family's collection.
And we picked up the second one recently.
I had never ever in my life seen Volume 2 until we saw it at Bookman's.
So cool.
All right, so this corner is a little crammed, but we gotta make do. This room's about 11 by 10.
Yeah, small room.
And up top we have some really cool special editions from Persona 3 and Persona Shin Megami Tensei 5.
And this is just another cool empty display box, which is really neat.
Yeah, just total storage display. And probably Daniel's favorite shelf here is the 2DS
Oh,
shelf.
I love this shelf so much. We have the complete US 2DS collection. In addition, we also have some neat Japanese ones, like this is the Lilac edition, and it's a Fragrant Story model that came from the Fragrant Story creators, which is really cool. But we love these. We have some of the Japanese ones too, like this is a Japanese only one, which is a clear yellow, transparent yellow. But we have the blue and the red as well. We don't have them all complete in box, but we have all the colorways nonetheless.
So this is the Shin Megami Tensei shelf. I have some of the manga over here, and then had these on display for a picture. But the 3DS Shin Megami Tensei games, along with all the other games.
This is every Shin Megami Tensei game that was made, which is really cool.
Well, we don't have any of the Japanese ones that didn't get a version in the US.
All the US ones.
Right.
Yeah.
So we have Revelations and the Demikids, Dark and Light.
Those are very expensive, so getting the boxes for those, we're like, it's fine.
I mean, that'd be amazing someday. But for now, we have these really cool little display cases that we can put them in.
Yeah, those are neat. We love those.
And then Persona shelf, I've divvied it up.
What's the rarest, real quick, what's the rarest game on the SMT shelf?
Rarest?
Yeah.
You know,
it's probably Revelations, right? Or one of the Demikids?
Ooh. It's hard to think about. Yeah, I think probably the Game Boy game is probably the rarest.
Yeah, not necessarily the most expensive, but the rarest.
Right.
That's cool. And then Persona.
So here's the Persona shelf. I've got the manga up front again.
Trying to collect all those.
Yep. And then the most important little PSP games, I got those at Best Buy when they came out.
And then you have 1 and 2. We bought this one on camera after a journey, and then you had this one since your childhood.
Yeah, I bought this at GameStop for $29.99.
Back in the day.
Yeah.
And then this was a birthday gift to you.
Yes.
So we like getting each other consoles for birthday gifts. It's a thing we do.
Special edition stuff, you know.
But this is every US released 3D Persona game.
Yep.
And what's the rarest? Probably Revelations?
I feel like I don't see this as often
Yeah.
as I do this. So I'm going to say this one.
Nice.
And then below it is all Dragon Quest / Dragon Warrior.
Yeah.
Except for Joker here. I just ran out of space. But here's all the Dragon Quest DS games.
We don't have all the Dragon Warrior games. We're missing 3 and 4 on the NES. Otherwise, we have all of them.
Otherwise, we have them on Game Boy.
Yeah. 1 and 2, and then there's 3.
Yeah.
So, and then there's 4 on DS, but we just don't have the NES ones. Coming down, we have our Dreamcast collection. We're casually going for a full Dreamcast collection. We have a good amount. We're not like super hard hunting for it or anything, but we have most of the expensive shmups and like Illbleed and stuff like that. The keyboard, the mouse, all that weird stuff. This is a fully functioning Nomad. Works great, we love it. And then below that, we have a long box collection, a PS1 long box. These are super fun to find. Most of them are like Crystal Dynamics and what's the other one? Psygnosis.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we have some of the heavies there, like Resident Evil. What's another? The rarest one is probably D. We have D.
Laura.
That game is weird. And then down lower here, we have the Sega stuff. So we just recently started getting into Sega. We're not too knowledgeable about it. When I was a kid, I had 3 Sega games. I had Sonic 2. I had this game, which is not very good. It's called Tyrants. And I had this game, which is not very good, which is Buck Rogers. Anything else I played, I just rented. This was one of the first RPGs I played, and it didn't put a good taste in my mouth, so thankfully I was able to play the the handheld Final Fantasies later and get a better glimpse of good RPGs. But decent Sega collection. It's still growing. We do have some pretty awesome rare ones like Pure Solar, which is neat, and you know, the Fantasy Stars and stuff like that. And the bottom shelf is our Xbox One collection and Xbox Series, and then we also have demo discs. So these are all the original Xbox demo discs. I believe it's all of them, and we do have some of the magazines to go with them, but oh no, it's not all of them, it's like half. But pretty cool to see those, and behind them we have the, you know, the later ones as well. And I forgot to mention, we actually have all of the Dreamcast demo discs and the Dreamcast magazines, which is really neat, and those are kind of hard to find nowadays.
We have some Pokemon banners up top. Those are store displays. We have a selfie here for Final Fantasy VIII. Here is the collector's edition Sephiroth from
Final Fantasy VII Rebirth.
Rebirth, that's right.
We're playing it right now and we're loving it.
Yeah.
It's really good.
And then we have a Tonberry.
And a Vivi.
And a Vivi.
And
a little Moogle purse.
One of your favorite shelves in the room.
Yeah, so this is my, I guess, my girly pink shelf. I have some of the consoles in pink colors. We have a PSP, we have a DS, and we have a Game Boy Advance SP.
And a pink Miku.
Pink Miku. Other, this was from AI.
Yeah, AI Slum the Files.
Yep.
It's pretty cool.
Some Pokemon. And there's a little Artemis. And this is the Yokai Watch shelf, so we have all the expensive 3DS Yokai Watch games like Yokai Watch 3 and Red Cat Corpse and White Dog.
Yep, those are fun to get back in the day. Now they're really expensive, but we picked up all of those for $50 or less each.
Yeah, or we got them like locally.
On offer-up deals.
Yeah.
Which is super cool. And then we have this thing about Hatsune Miku. We've been to her concert live and we like her music, but she's got a really cool style to her. So when we find awesome statues or figures, we tend to buy them.
I really like the Square Enix Miku that we picked up pretty recently, and she's got the spring onion.
So this is our GameStop display that we bought locally for $100, and it's holding all of our handheld. I think it's all of our 3DSs. I don't know. We probably have some that aren't in here yet, but up top we have the multiple personalities from our shorts. We have the PlayStation guy, the Nintendo guy, and the Xbox guy, and then the sunglasses represent Pants guy. But 3DS XLs, new XLs, 2DS XLs, original 3DSs, DS Lites, kind of all the handheld consoles. I think we have all the colorways of the AGS 101s, which is cool. Some cover plates for display, and then like the Black Friday models, in addition to some brand new 2DS XLs. But yeah, we're super happy to get this to actually be able to put those consoles on display because you just never see them.
You might notice this plush here in some of our shorts. This is Trico from The Last Guardian. It was an E3 exclusive, so you had to be there in person to buy this. It's super rare. And then we have a Xenoblade 3D store display that was super cool to pick up. I really wish we could have purchased more from the store that was going out of business locally, but
yeah, we bought this for $25.
Yeah,
which is
recently,
just crazy. Yeah,
last year.
And kind of hidden back here, we have some more 3DS kind of stuff like the Kirby Robobot, and then random like store display things, coin collecting artist, DS and DSi stuff. So really neat kind of posters.
Here's that Final Fantasy 16 box. I love the Amano art on the outside of it.
Beautiful.
Here's a Earthbound book.
One of my favorite games of all time, Eagle Land.
Very cool.
Yeah, really neat reading.
And then in here, it's our kind of a Zelda shelf. So we have various collector's edition consoles and systems. We got this at the DI.
Deseret Industries thrift store.
Yeah, for like $40 with some games.
Oh, so cool.
That was a great deal.
Yes, the Final Fantasy VIII statues. Most of these are gifts from Elisa's brother. This is the original PC game, and one of my favorite things you just don't see anymore is this guy. This is Final Fantasy VIII stopwatch. So kind of neat. You just don't see them. It was a Square Enix gift back then with like points, but it's really cool. I love Final Fantasy VIII. And then lastly, this is our Game & Watch collection. So a combination of some new, some old, really, really neat. And I think the Zelda one is actually up on the Zelda shelf. It's pretty cool.
Something to note about like these two, one of the very first garage sales we ever went to, and we asked for video games, the lady brought out these two Game & Watches.
She gave them to us $5 for both, which is just so cool. Way back in the day.
And we actually have a video of us picking this one up, the Mario Brother ones.
It was $10.
Yeah, at a local store for $10.
It's crazy. This is our 3DS collection. We are 2 away from having every single game that was released in the US and a few that were released in other countries like the Louvre. This is one of the rarest games in our collection. This was only released at the Louvre in France, and they would give you this as an AR experience to guide you through with your 3DS, the Louvre, and talk about the different figures and stuff. So I'm really, really happy to get that in the collection. But basically they're alphabetized, and it's every single game complete in box. The only ones we're missing that aren't complete in box are these. Those are all the ones we have left that are loose. So we're hoping to find those at the next couple conventions, at least the cases and manuals for them, but it's pretty cool to finally be that close. We do have some other games in our 3DS collection that we don't talk about a lot, but share them anyways. And those are the not for resale ones. So we have 6, 7 here. They're not that expensive right now. They probably will be at some point, but there are about 20 or so of the not for resale ones. Maybe we'll find those someday, but for now, that's what we have. And then the rarest one amongst these is probably this. I mean,
well, I don't know. Isn't this the rarest?
Yeah, this might not be the most expensive, but it's pretty rare.
Or is the two that we're missing the rarest?
Gosh, who knows? Well, yeah, the rarest is Barbie Groove and Glam, and we don't have it yet, and that's going to be a conversation when it happens. But and they're pretty much alphabetized. We even have some of the weird variants, like for instance, everybody knows Fragrance Story. It came out, and it was like, this is a 9-minute game. It takes like 9 minutes to beat it. Like, why would you buy a game? Well, they released a new version with Papayas Path, and it adds like up to 30 hours of gameplay. So we're super happy that that now exists as a full game, and we have both versions, which is neat. Next, we have the Lunar collection. Well, it starts with Lunar. So this is the Galleon puppet. This is actually, well, before this, behind this is a giant press kit for Persona 5 Strikers.
Nope.
What is it?
Arena.
Oh, Persona 4 Arena. So that's cool. That's from Mort. Thank you, Mort, for hooking us up with that. And then Lunar. So Lunar 1, Lunar 2, and the puppet. This is from Elisa's brother, which is really cool. And then this is our Working Designs collection. And we are very, very, very close. So we have 4 games left that we don't have yet, and they're all TurboGrafx CD games. But otherwise, this is the whole Working Design set. So the most rare amongst these is probably Magic Knight Ray Earth. We were super happy to get this one when we did. And it's a fun game too. It's clunky, but you know, what isn't back in that day?
That hitbox on the action RPG-ness.
Yeah.
It's a challenge.
Kind of a neat thing about Working Designs that we're realizing recently is you're sometimes not going to see a Working Designs logo on the front. All you're going to see is Spaz. So Spaz is the parent company for Working Designs. And you'll see Spaz and Spaz, and then Working Designs is right there, which is pretty neat. I don't know if it's a parent company or Working Designs is their I don't know. It's one of those directions.
They work together.
They work together, yeah.
Or did.
TurboGrafx 16 games. We're recently getting into that console, and we love it. Random. This is our full Sega CD collection. Sega Saturn collection. We have some of the Japanese ones as well. My favorite shmup of all time is Dodonpachi. It's actually a bullet hell shooter, but our console plays both English and Japanese, so we play that. Some 32X games, and then the most uncommon of those being Colibri. Really neat game. It's a hummingbird shmup kind of adventure. It's really hard to explain, but. And then amongst these, this is our small Mega Drive collection, and Master System. And definitely the most rare would be not just a regular Phantasy Star, but one with Johnny Millennium's signature and a slime drawing from him, which is really cool.
We just met him this year. It was so cool.
He's such a nice guy. So starting on the whole back wall, we actually did something unique. We organized our games left to right instead of up to down. So basically, you have all the DS games straight across in alphabetical order.
It makes sense to me.
I like it too, because then these shelves can be all the same height,
Yeah.
which makes organization look better. And then all of our PS1 games. What's our most uncommon DS game, you think? Probably Solo to Robo? Or most prized? No.
My World, My Way. That's gotta be the most uncommon one.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen it at any of the conventions
We'll show B-roll
that we've
that
been
one.
to.
Yeah, it's so cool. Our PS1 collection is probably one of our favorite.
Yeah,
It
there's
has all the best RPGs.
a good chunk, I'm gonna brag for a minute, a good chunk of the classic RPGs are from my childhood collection.
Oh yeah, like the Persona Revelations or Persona 2 and all that, yeah.
Yeah.
But we bought a lot of heavies when we got together. It's like the Tales of Destinies, Koudelka, Xenogears. I think the most uncommon is probably Tail Concerto. It's not the most expensive, but it's definitely really uncommon. We never see it.
Yeah. We had to piece that one together.
Yeah. Super happy about it though.
Because it was so uncommon.
Yeah, this is most of the complete US retail Vita collection. I say most of because there are some games that we have in only the special edition versions.
Yeah.
But, oh yeah, there's a random Game Boy game in front. Great Greed, one of my favorite childhood RPGs. We'll put that on the 3DS shelf. But this is alphabetized again because that's the kind of people we are. But we do have some Japanese Vita games and some duplicates because one's open and one's not, and we wanted to play it. And we just haven't decided what to do with the sealed one. But I would say the most uncommon would definitely be this.
Oh yeah.
AAW Phoenix Festa. So this game, when we bought it, it was worth around $1,100. Now it's worth probably $8 or $9 sealed, but we traded a $4 pop for it that we found at a garage sale.
Yeah, we made a few YouTube videos on it, so
Make sure you check that out.
yeah. So my brother gave me these two for Christmas one year. He found them at like a garage sale. Really cool. And it turns out they're pretty pricey. These came out during the DS release. You need to get like a blind box and collect all 5. We picked this one up very recently, a couple episodes at Book Off.
Yeah.
And then moving on to PlayStation 2.
This goes all the way across the room.
Yep. And got some overlap. I see we've got some special editions just kind of hanging out here. We have a very old picture of us from high school. I took pictures on the last day with the seniors in band before they left, so I could scrapbook it, whatever. Who would have known that we would have met again and gotten married?
It's crazy. Look at that nerd.
Nerds.
And you're right next to him. And then this is our wedding invitation for those of you that haven't seen it. Oops. I have a friend who's in design, and he basically formed. So in the back, we have like the photo of me proposing to her, and he took that and put it in the actual art of the cover. Isn't that cool?
Yeah, so he made it to look like a PlayStation 1 game.
Yeah.
Got a little Moogle inside.
It was
art.
a Moogle and Final Fantasy themed wedding.
Yeah, here's some engagement photos, and here's the concert ticket to where we
reconnected. Yeah. So our PS2 collection is unique because I'm pretty sure we have every RPG ever released on PS2 in the US.
At least all the good ones for sure.
Definitely all the good ones. There might be some really crappy ones in there that we don't have, but
yeah.
we have the good ones, like, you know, all the dot hacks and all the dark clouds.
Even this one.
Quarantine, yeah.
So we traded a Lego.
Yeah, we picked up some Legos at a yard sale. Like, we picked up 2 Technic boxes that were sealed for like $10 each at a yard sale and just traded them for that game.
Yeah, we
Straight up.
took the Legos to a video game store that happened to also buy Legos and traded for that game.
It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, they go all the way across, basically all the cool ones. And then the next shelf is PS3. Once again, I believe we definitely have all the good RPGs and some of the not so good ones, but straight across. And I guess we kind of skipped past it. This is our PSP collection. And I believe we have all the RPGs on PSP as well. Actually kind of snuck in here. These are all the Final Fantasy music boxes and some Legend of Mana music boxes. We love those. But yeah, every PSP RPG and then some of the other games that we just love. Some of the rare ones are like Classic Heroes 2. Yeah, it's hard to say. There's a lot of them. Initial D from Japan, that one's great. Hexi 4, Skunger. All the cool ones.
Probably the Tales 3. It's probably
yeah, Legend of Heroes.
Yeah.
Yeah, Legend of Heroes Song of the Ocean. That's probably one of the most uncommon ones. So that's pretty cool. PS3, like I said. And then down below that we have PS4. PS4 is a great system. There's so many great games on it. In terms of like the rarest ones are actually weird ones, like Crystar for PS4, the original release. You don't see those very often.
What about for PS3?
This one.
That one got a reprint.
It did get a reprint.
And plummeted in price.
And we paid up.
We paid up.
Yeah. Oh, PS3. What's our most uncommon?
Yeah, we didn't say.
Probably one of the. I mean, Arno Surge is pretty uncommon. But
like, what about the Classic Heroes?
Classic Heroes 2G is pretty uncommon. That one's sealed. Haven't played that one yet.
That one just got ported to Switch.
Yeah.
Recently too.
It's hard to say. There's a lot of them. My favorite Katamari was the one that was released on PS3. That is Katamari Forever.
Oh, what about the Initial D game?
Awesome game. Randomly. Japanese Racer. PS3 is not region locked, so you can play cool Japanese games on there like this one. The controls are very, very, very sensitive, but it's a great game. So PS4, lots of cool stuff on that one. Going down, this is my favorite controller in our entire collection. This is a super rare, like you're not going to find many of these ever. It's a Final Fantasy 13 Chinese release controller. And look, you see lightning on there in white. Still sealed, but I love 13. 13 and 8 are like my two favorites, and they kind of alternate on which is my favorite that day, depending on the time of day, but we saw this, we had to have it. I've never seen this ever again since, and it's so cool.
So for the Wii.
The Wii?
The most rare one, in my opinion, is Fishing Resort.
Oh yeah. We're still looking for the fishing pole for this one. The fishing,
The rod.
The rod, so
yeah.
Hopefully we find that someday soon. But yeah, this game went up and it's still hard to find.
Because we have the big box for it that we bought separately.
Still no rod. Okay, we had to move the couch out of the way so we could get to the rest of this, but we have our GameCube collection. We don't have a lot of nostalgia for GameCube, so we just picked up the games we really want for it. Like, you know, all the good RPGs, Lost Kingdoms 1 and 2, you know, Ikaruga, Geist, Fire Emblem, Path of Radiance, Eternal Darkness, Chibi Robo, like all the good stuff. And Wii U, not that many, just a few Wii U games.
Our PS5 collection at the end too.
Yeah, we'll get over there in a minute too. And going down, we have Xbox 360. This was one of my favorite consoles at the time. There's so many good games on the Xbox 360. And we have the original Xbox collection over here, which we'll go to. It is not alphabetized, so I apologize to myself because I like alphabetizing things and we did not do it yet. So behind it, we actually have more 360 games. And one of my other favorite series is Halo. We actually, from a friend of ours that sold off his collection.
Believe it or not, the RPG guy likes Halo.
We have the Reach big box, the Halo 4 big box, the War big, all the collector's editions for Halo. Which is really neat. Except for the helmet, that thing's too big. In terms of the Xbox, probably our most uncommon game would be, it's hard to say, Red Ninja's coming up there, Phantom Dust.
Oh yeah, we just got that one too.
That one you never see anymore. That one's pretty neat. It's really unique.
Oh, what's that one we have loose for 360?
Oh, yeah.
Revolt.
Cul-de-Sac Saga.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is our PS5 collection. Just a small assortment of games we like. We've played probably about half of them, and that's pretty good for us. But we love the PS5, man. There's so many good games on it. I would say the most uncommon one is the only one that's actually uncommon on the PS5 right now, which is...
Integrate?
Yeah, where is it? Here it is. Integrate. It's got the reverse label on it, but yeah. Final Fantasy VII Remake Integrate. Going up, this is the end of our Wii U collection, along with some of the big boxes like Cruel King the Great Hero, the Ganondorf statue for Wii U, some of our steelbooks, and then a Little Big Planet plush edition. You never see that anymore. That game's now discontinued online too, which is kind of sad. The end of our PS4 collection's over here, Little Nightmares big box, more remake stuff, and a Stray case. The end of the PS3 collection is here. I love, love, love Golf Story. This is the special edition for Golf Story, the stuff that's in that box. Love that game. Such a good game. You're welcome to like and subscribe. If you are watching this video and you haven't liked it, please give us a like. It does help a lot, and we would appreciate the subscribe because we are trying to get 70,000 just because. So we appreciate it. Thank you. This is the end of the PS2 collection, and then we start on our in-box Super Nintendo and NES stuff. So obviously, Earthbound, big deal. One of the best RPGs ever made.
Takes up a lot of space.
Yes, it does. And we're super happy to have this complete in box. I had my childhood copy of the game, and then this we bought later, which is the manual in box.
Yeah.
And a random Eagle Land credit card on top, which is neat. First Bank of Eagle Land. That's Ness's ATM card. But these are our complete in box N64, Super Nintendo, and NES games. I am a proud fan of Dr. Mario, so we have every Dr. Mario game complete in box, some of them sealed, because I really only play the original one, but we have them. And all the cool RPGs complete in box, including the Mario,
Chrono Trigger,
Pocky and Rocky, Lufia. So, a lot of great games there.
And then there's the rest of our PSP games back there.
There's a Can of Ham, which is a running joke on our channel. If you're trying to find the video where we talk about the relevancy of it, you found it. So next we have the end of our DS collection, which is a lot of Japanese stuff. Recent pickups like the Wizard of Oz, that was in a debatable video. Game Gear complete in box, Magic Knight Rare, which is kind of neat.
So cute.
So adorable. Our only Neo Geo Pocket Color game that's in box, and it's Biomotor Unitron, which is the only game you really need on Neo Geo Pocket Color. Great game.
Because it's an RPG.
It's a real RPG. We have some Japanese games here. Super Famicom, and we picked this up for 62.79 yen back in the day when the conversion rate was almost 1 for 1. So
2013.
2013, yeah.
That's when we picked it up.
So we probably paid about $55 for that.
In Japan.
In Japan, which is really cool.
We should add.
Now it's probably worth a lot more, but moving on, we have a couple of Lynx in-box games and then a ton of GBA CIB games. Obviously Pokemon Fire Red's up there. A lot of really uncommon stuff. Castlevania Double Pack, the Metroid games, Pokemon Leaf Green, a little bit of everything. Castlevania up there. We love, love, love handheld gaming, and this
one's a fun one.
Oh yeah, Pinball
of the Dead.
Sweet.
We love pinball games.
Love them. They're all great. Not all of them, but most of them. This is Game Boy and Game Boy Color, and then right next to it we have some CIB Virtual Boy games. And then more of the Game Boy Color games, Zelda Oracle of Ages. We don't have Oracle of Seasons complete in box yet. We'll get it someday. These are some of the homebrew stuff, like Resident Evil Game Boy Color version.
It's like 80% complete.
Yeah, it's basically Resident Evil 1, but on the Game Boy. It's really weird. We learned about it from Reggie.
Really cool.
It's really cool. Star Ocean Blue Sphere.
This one's really cool because, so this game never came to the US, but there was a Fishy Face company ported it, and they did a really nice job. It's just like, you know, a nice full box GBA game. And it's really uncommon because they only did a certain print of it, and I'm glad we got a print.
Yeah.
Because
so
now it's like $300.
Oh, yeah. Now we're just going to play it anyways, which is great. And then the rest of our complete in box GBA, and then we have the end of our PS2 collection, which has some of our biggest bangers like Haunting Ground.
Yeah.
And
some of the bangers that we have for our collections, they're high end. We got from a local collector that was partying his collection out.
Yeah. And then behind it you have like all the Shadow Hearts games. We have all the Suikoden games. Steambot Chronicles. That one we got sealed for $100 back in the day.
Yeah, we're hoping to maybe trade with somebody so we can have an open copy.
So we can play it.
An open copy and something else because, you know, this is pretty high end right now.
Yeah. And then obviously Xenosagas. Elisa has those from her childhood, all the originals.
Yes.
That was her contribution to the collection.
Yes. So kind of a funny story is I played Xenosaga, loved it.
Yeah.
And my copy is a little beat up surprisingly, but I did a lot of moving around.
Yeah.
Played Xenosaga 2, hated it.
Garbage.
Hated it with a passion.
Yeah.
I only put like certain, like maybe got halfway and I stopped playing.
Yeah.
And then I had a friend tell me like, you gotta just get through this one because the third one is amazing.
Yeah.
And so I like game genied my way through this just to get done with it.
Yeah.
So I could move on to this. And when I bought this, it was $20
Back
brand
in the
new.
day, yes.
Because it had been out for a while, you know?
Yeah, so cool.
So, you know, I bought that at the store before they completely clearanced it out, and I'm so glad I did, because
Now we have
if
it.
you know anything about this game, it's one of those really uncommon games. And it's because this game was so bad that
Most people didn't want to give that a shot.
yeah, not very many people bought this.
Yeah, that's so cool. So before we talk about the Switch collection, there's a couple things on the Switch shelves that are really unique. We picked this up, so our first game convention ever, we met Metal Jesus and crew.
2018.
2018, and Riggs was handing this out, and they all signed it, which is really cool. So we're super happy. I don't think many of these are out there, but I guess 30 of them. We have one of 17, which is so cool.
Yeah, it's really amazing. Like, I mean, it's kind of a part of like YouTube history right now,
Yeah.
because these guys aren't able to get together anymore. I think that was the last year that they were all together at a convention.
Yep. And then this one apparently is super uncommon. We didn't realize it was until people keep pointing it out, but this is a Starfy plush.
Yeah.
2006 Nintendo tag and everything, and we picked it up at a local store for 10, 15 bucks, something like that. So our Switch collection is quickly becoming one of our biggest collections. It's so good. It's amazing. You can get modern and retro games on it, and they play incredibly and handheld.
What I love about the Switch like collection is like the boxes are so thin. Like you can almost fit the width of two of them for one like standard disc-bait game.
I think it's 3 Switch games for every 2 PS2.
It's so
really
crazy.
neat. Yeah.
So like we have so many Switch games.
Yeah. This is our complete in box Game Boy and DS collection, which is neat, with Katamari on top, and then these cool things. Really cool Ghost of Tsushima poster that we love, the Persona 25th anniversary poster, a Chris Tales poster, Zelda, and FX Unit Yuki. Shout out to Sarumaru. And then this is our beloved Final Fantasy VIII standee. It usually lives over here, but we wanted to move it so that we could show you what's behind it. But yeah, we love that. Picked that up from a local store, one of our favorite local stores, One Up Games, and oh man, I'm so excited to have it.
It's not perfect. It's definitely missing some things. The spikes were cut off at one point.
Yeah.
And I think this had like a
Pop-out piece.
3D effect, but it's still really cool.
We still love it.
Even though it's Final Fantasy VIII.
Okay, so this looks like a closet, right? Well, there's games in there. So this is how we have made use of this closet space. Basically, we put all of our special editions and console boxes in here. Starting up at the top, we have basically all of those, including all the minis. So like the Nintendo, the Super Nintendo, the Sega 2, the PC Engine, like everything you might think, all the mini consoles, including the TurboGrafx Mini. I love that one. This is the rest of our 3DS collection. So all the big box special editions. One of these, oh yeah, this one. This one is super uncommon. It's one of the most expensive games on the console. There's like faceplates in this. But yeah, really cool to see that.
To make your Frogger themed 3DS.
Because everybody wants a Frogger themed 3DS.
Yeah.
Apparently. And then one more, that's 3DS. And then the rest of this is all Vita. Really cool stuff. There's one of the Persona games that wasn't on the shelf over there, but it's here. This is a Japanese Arno Surge game. It's called Ciel no Surge. And we do have some Japanese stuff in here, like Konosuba, which is neat. And because, the Vita is not region locked, which is great. And we don't have all of the East Asia soft games, just some of them that we wanted, because there are so many. If you count all of the releases of Vita, it's over 1,200 physical.
Yeah, that's too many.
It's too many. So we just got all the US physical releases, retail, which is fine. Moving down to some of our Switch collector editions. Mix of things, Langrisser 1 and 2. This is the
Poison Control.
Yeah, Poison Control. Curse of the Moon, Epics. This is the little Lego figure version of Star Wars, because Legos and Star Wars, which is cool. It's actually a fun game. And then This game I don't like very much, but we have it nonetheless. Some of the cool things like the Game On Expo exclusive Demons tier. Again, Switch is so good. And here's more Switch special editions. And PS4, and then PS5, and these are Tales games. So this is Tales in Japan. It's Tales of Destiny on PS2. So this is Tales as well, which is really neat. We have our Nights into Dream Sega package. Ultimate is excellent. Arch and Nellico, like all the little cool things on PS2, 360, and all that. And of course, the Final Fantasy XII Zodiac Age, because it's Final Fantasy, so we have to have it. Our PlayStation Portal box, because we actually like the Portal. I don't care what anybody else says. Spider-Man 2 controller. Oh yeah, your Persona bag. We got that from Ricky.
Yeah.
Oh man, thank you, Ricky.
Thanks, Ricky.
So cool. And then our Tales big box collection. You know, Xillia, Zestiria, Symphonia, Xillia 2. And then back here hidden, this is kind of neat. So these are laser discs. These are all of our Japanese laser discs. So we have some anime. And then we have, like, we just watched Detonator Orgun. Pretty fun, actually. We have 2 out of 3 of those. We need to find the third one. Nadia, a lot of neat stuff. And these are video game soundtracks. All of these back here. My favorite one is probably this one. Love, love, love the Mother 2 soundtrack, which is Earthbound, by the way. And then some of the big box ones too, like Scars of Arcadia, Grandia. This is a laser disc. Thank you, Brian, who's a local friend and viewer of ours. He gave us this Laserdisc collection of Amano art, which is super cool. Never see this kind of stuff in the US. The other side of the closet.
Yep. Oh, look, there's another TV. We could play some VHS.
Yes, we love the TV VHS combos, so this is a great way to kind of chill on the couch. We just basically move the couch.
Yep, just rotate
and
it around.
rotate it to the small TV if we want.
We have a Pocky and Rocky special edition plush,
Yep.
and some other consoles. There's that Fishing Resort.
Very uncommon Wii game.
We need to find this reel.
Yeah, hopefully
at
we
some
find
point.
that someday. It'd be really cool.
Then we have the Ni no Kuni big box. That was a fun game. And we got some light gun boxes.
Yep.
And
More
down
big
here,
ones here, yeah.
there's a Suikoden 5 little art cell. It's pretty cool. Have some of their other Switch and PS4 big boxes, including the Atui collection back here.
Mm-hmm.
And this is
Odin
really
Sphere.
nice.
Yeah.
Odin Sphere. Love Vanillaware stuff.
Love 'em.
And Atlas.
Yeah.
And then these are really cool. I feel like if we were to say uncommon games for like the PSP, these limited edition boxes, like when we started collecting like seriously back in like 2018, we saw these at the store together and
Bought 'em all.
bought them all. And I don't regret it for a second.
Because we rarely see them anymore.
Like sometimes we'll see one of them, like maybe this one, but we never see all of them together. So we have,
These are all the Ys games basically on one shelf.
yep, and this is the Vita version of Ys 8. And, yep,
9, 10.
9, 10.
Salsetta,
Got some Atelier,
Ys
And-
Origins.
Ys Origin. TurboGrafx box.
This is actually in there too. This is actual TurboGrafx Express.
and
Works
Soul
great.
Hackers and more Atelier. We have, I think, all of the Atelier series.
Yeah, we do.
And we tried to keep our trails all together, but we have some cotton intruding the space as well,
Yes.
which is fine. And
It's all the Trails games, and you're trying to play all of those.
I'm trying to play all of them. I got 2 in and got sidelined by life.
Yeah.
So I'll get through them eventually. It might take me a few years.
Yeah.
Down here is the rest of our Laserdisc collection.
Yes.
We try to focus on action, you know.
A little bit of horror sometimes,
The Arnolds,
Yeah.
some of the fantasy
and sci-fi.
and sci-fi stuff that I really enjoy, things I grew up with. I grew up on Laserdisc. It was something that was affordable if you were in the military, because you got a military discount on the base. So that's what we had growing up. And then,
This is our Alex shelf.
yep. So this is a dresser that
Thanks
this is
for
our
makeup, right?
Yeah. So back in the YouTube days of like 2008, like every beauty YouTuber used this IKEA drawer set for organizing their makeup. And I'm like, you know what? That'd be great for loose cartridges.
Yes. So we have original Game Boy, Game Boy Color, and GBA all on this top shelf. And on the side, we have our Wonder Swan collection. So all the random Wonder Swan games, other than the ones we have in box. A lot of these we got from Double Jump, which is cool. But yeah, lots and lots of games. Klonoa, like everything.
I think we got some from Whatnot from GameFox.
Some from GameFox.
And here's Boktai 2 we just picked up recently at a convention.
Yep. And going down. This is our Lynx collection. We actually have a lot of Atari Lynx games, and some of them are pretty fun. There's a lot of games on this set, but we have a ton of those and a working Lynx console with the cool little stand for the back.
And we can play these now on our analogs with the adapters, right?
Yes. And this is our only Atari game that we own, because every once in a while we pick up an Atari and we need to test it, so we have Asteroids. We're not big Atari fans.
Yeah,
except for the Lynx.
I did grow up with some Atari. I liked the Pigs in Space one, which is the Muppets.
Yeah.
That was pretty fun. And then like Lode Runner, some of those games.
My first console was an Intellivision too, so like I feel it totally. All right, this is our N64 collection. We probably have the least amount of nostalgia for this console.
It is our beautiful stunt racer.
Yeah, but we do have Ogre Battle, which is great. We have all the games we pretty much want for it, including a couple Wonder Swan. Oh, there's a Pokemon Red. I forgot about that.
Oh yeah, you remember how we got this?
Retro Rick.
Yeah, we went to a convention and answered a Q&A.
Yeah.
And we won
it. Yep, at a Retro Rick event, panel. But yeah, N64, there's all of them, except for the ones in box. Yes, so this is our Neo Geo Pocket Color collection. We have all of them, but like, I think like 3, which is pretty cool.
We'll have to make a list.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to make a list. We have some Virtual Boy games back here. Original Famicom.
Oh, right. We got these from Koei with a K.
Yep, we did a big trade for these. And then Vectrex. And Game Gear. We don't have a lot of Game Gear games. I don't have a lot of nostalgia for it. The only game I think I really have a lot of nostalgia for would be this one, Crystal Warriors.
I'd like to get the Shiny Force ones.
Yeah, I'll play them.
I played one of them off of my brother's Game Gear.
Yeah.
But it wouldn't save for whatever reason, so.
We'll have to play it again. And then this is our Vectrex collection. We have all the games but 3.
And
the inserts, the overlays.
They're the overlays.
Yeah.
So the Vectrex is in black and white, and to get color, you put an overlay on it.
The Vectrex over there. And then some of our Genesis games, and these are the NES games, including everybody's favorite Final Fantasy VII. But yeah, a lot of NES nostalgia for me. Elisa's now getting into it thanks to me. But we got a lot of the weird ones too, like Labyrinth. Got that from John Riggs. Pretty fun.
That game's pretty crazy.
It's wild, yeah. A lot of great games on this system. Love the NES. Super Nintendo. This one we recently got from Gabo. Thank you, Gabo. But we have some of the bangers here, including some of the ones that are, these are just Super Famicom games re-released in US English.
They're reproductions.
Yeah, Star Ocean. But we have all the best games on this console.
But like, how else are you going to play Terra Enigma, which is one of the best Super Nintendo RPGs that never came to the US?
Exactly. If we look in here, we have some of our big bangers like Demon's Crest, RoboCheck, Soul Blazer, Breath of Fire, all the really good heavies.
I think
and look, there's a $15 tag on that one.
I'm pretty sure we have, we got that at a garage sale.
We did, we got it at a garage sale.
That's actually on video.
It is. And then some of our other cool Famicom games, including Dragon Quest and Mario All-Stars. And then a random cleaning kit. And then our last drawer is kind of just a catch-all. It's got some cases, a Retrobit controller, and like some of our analog accessories. But yeah, the IKEA Alex is this unit, and we can highly recommend it if you need something for your portable game storage. So that's it. That is our game room tour 2024. We hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for staying till the end. And there is one more thing that's that we picked up that's gonna...
It's gonna change everything.
Yeah. So stay tuned for that.